Hey guys, it's Candace, and I have Angel with me. We figured since we're stuck in quarantine, we might as well, have a little fun with it. Make some videos. I guess first off, what is everyone doing during the quarantine? I know that, I've been pretty busy, but I've still been working because I'm an essential worker. But other than that, literally doing absolutely nothing.
I've been doing all of the nothing.
All of the nothing.
All of the nothing.
Yet her house looks so much better than mine does. So
that's because you're working.
That's true. But I have other people there. They could do the work.
Get little people.
Yeah.
And husbands.
Children.
Well, not husbands. Not multiple, but I feel like
so
that
if anybody was wondering, there's apparently polygamy that's going on now. So aside from that, I can say I did not realize I was gonna miss eating out so much as I do now. There's something about going and sitting down at a restaurant that I think I miss more than anything. Just sitting down and having somebody bring me stuff, and it's not pizza rolls. Even though that is what I requested, just to put that out there. But still, something that's other than pizza rolls, like Lucky's, I would give anything to have Lucky's right now. Mm-hmm. Just their bread and their butter. And
yeah. Anyway. What were you saying earlier about the Applebee's worker?
Oh
they're
my
angry.
God.
So workers everywhere are angry, and drivers. Yeah. We've noticed that drivers
I almost got ran off the road a couple times.
I've only been out a few times, but they're really mean. I feel like everybody's angry right now.
I got flipped off the other day on 75. Mind you, I was going 85. Don't tell anybody else that, but I was going 85 miles per hour, so I'm clearly going more than the speed limit on 75. And this guy, I can see he's coming up behind me, real hot and fast. And he goes, I can see him. He looks really livid. And I'm like, what is this guy's problem? I'm trying to get over, so you can go on through. No. He flies around me before I could do anything. Literally, cuts right in front of me and between the car in front of me and flips me off on the way. And I was like, are you serious right now? Is this the game we're going to play? Of course.
Maybe he was trying to get to the hospital. You ever consider that? Or are you just being completely insensitive?
I am insensitive. And I will stay insensitive to that. He was perfectly fine. So you can go ahead and walk right on through. Say hello.
YouTube videos.
Hey.
Hello. But one of the many
teenagers that
man-childs that live here that I see occasionally. Less and less as the days go on.
Literally, I got here at 5:00 and that was the first time she'd seen him.
She's not kidding. It's not sarcasm.
Legitimately true.
So back to the driving though. We went the other day to get essentials, some food, and she's got a Sam's Club membership. So I went along, I tried to sit in the back seat, but that still wasn't 6 feet apart. So, but immediately there was some jackhole that pulls out right in front of her, and I was like, I kind of have PTSD from a car accident, and that's no joke either, legit. But I was like, what the hell? And so then something else happened, and then we were on Saginaw Street?
Yeah.
And legit
somebody else.
Well, no, but so. I don't know where everybody's from, but there's a Wendy's there, and legit there was a car
up the tree.
It was a pole.
Oh, it was a pole.
It was a pole, in and up on the pole, but it was in the out, like they turned in the out.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense.
The drive-through and in the pole in midday.
Yeah,
and it wasn't raining or dark or snowing or anything.
I mean, the only thing
people are just losing their minds,
or they're just day drinking because they have nothing better to do.
Oh yeah, because was it you who seen somebody drinking the other day?
Yeah. So I'm at the stoplight, okay? At the stoplight of Saginaw and Baldwin. You have that Warwick, whatever, liquor store right here. This guy literally pulls up next to me, and I see him. He's just pulling out, just tall boy, just taking one back, continuing to drive. And I was like, you know what? I think that's what everyone's doing. I mean, while the rest of us are sober, apparently this guy's like, hey, 3:00 in the afternoon. It's 5:00 somewhere. But and I will say that is one thing I miss. I think I can tell you right now, one thing I miss more than anything is being able to just be like, hey, Ward, I'll take a double. Or pass me one of those PBRs with the coffee in it. I like those, Ward. I mean, seriously, I miss that social interaction. Seriously, with people like that. I miss Frank. Oh my God, I miss everyone.
Yeah, I miss going.
Yes, going,
just
seeing
going.
People. Stephanie.
You'll be like, hey, what's
Amy.
up? Do you want to? Oh, we can't. Do you?
No, social distancing.
How about we?
D.
No.
D keeps messaging me, and I'm like, we have to social distance. Of course, we're not social distancing because we haven't from the get-go. So as you see,
so yeah.
It's, also, by the way, I just want to credit someone real quick here because my hair looks absolutely fantabulously red. This is thanks to Christy at Salon465.
No, you don't get to like advertise here. What the hell?
I'm totally advertising. So yeah, no, and also Christy, by the way, I did find the conditioner. I ordered it on Amazon the day that I got home because it was like right then that I found out that all the salons were going to be closing, and I was like, well, hold up, I cannot let this fade. I'm going to get that conditioner.
You better wrap this shit up.
Why?
Because like,
because I'm advertising.
A plug is supposed to be like a plug, like,
no,
hey, thanks, not like, no. Amazon and look at my hair, and because A, B, C, and D, and by the way, all these other things happen too. Before I get back to the point, sorry, your hair looks amazing. It does, and the conditioner or the shampoo or whatever she was trying to explain quickly, it really did work. Being smart,
she would advertise her own business over here.
Well, I was trying not to. Plus,
no, advertise.
What? No,
advertise.
You're just trying to put me on the spot because I yelled at you.
No, she can advertise. Advertise. You might as well.
I will in a bit.
We're going to take a break for an advertisement.
And now I bring to you Mayhem Designs. Okay, so I will throw out a little quip here because she's forcing me to. And the only thing I can think of off the top of my head is that I can make any smart ass t-shirt or bumper sticker or yard sign or banner that like maybe you want to put like a giant banner on your garage that says anything.
COVID-19 survivor. Hashtag.
Right. I was thinking things that I shouldn't say because we talked about, not having to bleep out too many words, but maybe you really, really don't like your neighbor and you could like legit like just call him out on his
this is the perfect
bull
time
crap.
To do it. Like seriously.
Yeah. Or maybe you like super appreciate nurses and like, hello.
Yeah.
Can we get a hello for the nurses and the doctors? My gosh.
Yeah. Like all medical personnel.
I feel like all of us should have a banner on our house. Like, thank you.
And I'll say another thing too, like where I work at, like my employees, they're out there cleaning, like literally doing custodial work to make sure that everything is clean. And I'm super proud of them. I helped them out as well. Like, I did what I could do my part, you
hated it. You complained every day.
I did. It hurt my arms so bad.
Aw,
actually, it's because
your legs.
I know my legs got so sore. My knees
I have to sit in my bed and eat pizza rolls. I know
because I was so sore.
Oh, this is hard work.
Well, not only that, but I'm short, and I realized I'm short. Like I realized that then whenever I'm trying to clean.
What does that have to do with?
It was a window, and I was like, I can't reach it. And they were like, well, here's this cool little stick thing. Okay, well, it broke when I was trying to use it, but we're just gonna let that be. Also. On another note, so quarantine, all this quarantining stuff, I know it's like stunk for a lot of people. It's ruined a lot of businesses. So obviously go out there, support your small businesses. I know Cranberries has like a lunch and dinner special. They have carry out and whatnot going on. I think a couple other restaurants are on Goodrich too as well. Lucky's unfortunately closed down yesterday. I did call today, and then I found that unfortunate news out, just so we all know. Applebee's is still up and operating, just in case you're wondering.
Are we going to start getting like credits for this?
We should.
Get like a freaking free breadstick or
an
extra half off appetizer coupon.
Something, anything,
$2 margarita. Like,
did you know? Okay, I'm going to point this out. Okay, just because I'm from Texas, and I feel like this needs to be said.
Please.
Because my little sister, I'm not going to name any names here because I don't know if technically she's going to get in trouble for this. So I'm just going to, but anyway, she gets drive-through margaritas because in Texas, drive-through margaritas exist. Okay.
What?
The fact that Michigan doesn't have drive-through margaritas.
Okay. Well, we all have plenty of time on our hands. Why don't we figure out how do we get drive-through margaritas in Michigan?
Well, let's get a food truck. That would be a good start.
But I still think that there's a liquor issue there, right?
I don't know. I'd have to look.
Or else Applebee's would have drive-through margaritas. Why wouldn't they? They'd make bank.
There's probably a law in Michigan. Well, Texas doesn't have that. They tape your cup, like your straw and everything. Like that's gonna stop you.
Like, don't drink this on the way home.
We trust you. Although we all know what we're doing on the way home. It's about how it's going right now. So I know that a lot of parents too are having to like homeschool their kids. I know George is at home normally all the time homeschooling the children, and it's been difficult. They don't really want to cooperate all the time. Sometimes they're like, oh yeah, we got this. And then other times they're like, I don't want to do work. And then That's how it goes. Speaking of, I do want to make a little announcement here because I'm not going to tell my son about it yet. But so my son has like some behavioral issues. You know, they've told us like, you know, basically that he's on the spectrum, things like that. But he is like the sweetest, most sensitive little boy you've ever met. So anyway, we were at the pet store in the mall at Genesee Valley. Hey now, before it all closed down and everything, and they had that puppy store or kitty store or whatever down there. Well, he saw this little dog and he was so excited about it. He was like, Mom, I want this little dog. And I was like, oh, but I didn't want to pay $3,000 because who in God's name charges $3,000 for a dog?
Dude,
I was like,
$3,000 car.
I know. I was like, I could buy a vehicle for that. But anyway, so I got him
Drive
a
him
dog.
around to like visit dogs every day for that much.
Right. I got him a dog, and I'm hoping that this will be kind of like a therapy dog for him, somebody that, you know, he can have.
Let's back up. For $3,000, I'll keep the dog and he can come visit. Like, you pay me. Like, I'll get a stray.
But I didn't get a $3,000 dog. Let's just point that out.
Just don't
here.
tell me how much you paid for the dog. How much
I did not pay much for him. But
oh
look
my
at this
God,
sweet
so
little
cute.
thing. Oh my God.
He's so cute.
It's a border collie.
It's so cute.
Australian Shepherd mix. And I'm super stoked about it. And I'm going to take him on Friday and I'm going to have him pick out stuff for the dog. I'm not going to tell him where we're going, but I'm going to have him pick out the stuff and then I'm going to drive him there. And then I'm going to have him get the dog. And then I think it'll be a really sweet moment. And I hope to capture it on video because I think it'll be really cute to, you know, because he's been so excited about that. He just had his birthday and it really stunk this year because his birthday was on March 25th. And, you know, he didn't get to go out. His big whole thing was being able to go to Legoland this year. He was so excited. And we had told him, yeah, absolutely. Who would have thought that we'd be dealing with something like this? You know, like nobody could have imagined that. And I think that in a way we're all like, I feel like we're living in an alternate like universe, like really almost weird. Every day because it's strange.
Yeah.
It's strange to just go in.
It's really weird.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
Like the roads are like almost dead all the time.
Yeah, and all the buildings are closed down.
Yeah. No lights. When I go to work in the morning and it's still like 6:00 and there's no like lights on any buildings, it's kind of creepy.
Yeah. And it almost like, and it could be the weather these days, but it's like almost got this like gray, like creepy, eerie feel out there too.
I feel like we're on The Walking Dead.
You feel that?
Yeah. Like everything just feels a little bit off. Also, so going back to social distancing, because I feel like I cannot not add this piece in. Okay, so
here we go.
Social distancing.
Hold on. Before we start your topic here. Okay. I'm going to keep a rein on this. So.
Okay, we're not going to go too far. Okay. I just want to say that
Candace is not too far.
I know.
Is so too far.
I know.
It's beyond too far. It's like it's like go ahead. Just go ahead.
Zoom gone. Anyway, so I just want to say that I feel like some people might be taking social distancing a little too far in terms of like, you know, they leave you on red and you know that they saw the message, yet they just don't reply back to you. And I'm like, are we practicing social distancing or are we just being jerks? Like, that's really what I'm thinking here. But that's all I have to say on that matter.
I think it's kind of like the mindset, though. Like, everything is completely off. Like,
yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, normally I would do other things. A lot of different other things.
I would be shopping.
Okay, so.
I've been online shopping. Not going to lie.
Even.
It's bad.
I can't. Because unemployment is, you know, it's just down. It's just unavailable. There's no, like, type this in and we'll email you back. There's no, please send your number to customer service and somebody will call you in the next 48 hours. And then when you call them, it's just like, we're experiencing
high levels of call volumes.
Ridiculous number of calls. So we'll never take your call and don't even plan on paying your bills next month either, because there's no choice but to keep calling us back and getting the same redundant message that tells you you are completely out of luck. Have a nice day. Sorry for the inconvenience. And so you just have to keep calling and getting this message and not want to like smash your phone upside your face. Well, you can't do that anyways because you can't go to the doctor.
Well, actually, I'm hard-headed enough. It might work.
But
I mean, the same thing. Okay, so like I went like, okay, so I started my job about like 2 months ago now. Okay. I would say 2 months ago because it was like February 24th. So like maybe a month ago then. And I got laid off. I got laid off last week on Tuesday. It was the strangest call ever. Like we had just had that meeting. Governor Whitmore had just shut down all the schools the week before on Friday. Like literally we had this big meeting and I had this gut feeling. I was like, they're going to call. And I was texting my friend Kelsey, who also works with me. And I was like, they're going to let us go. And I immediately messaged my like higher up. Okay. She's the assistant director of HR. And I messaged her and I was like, okay, so like, I know, like, you know, the meeting's been going a little long, you know, is there a chance with like, you know, business, you know, with like a lot of businesses being shut down, schools being shut down, that, you know, I potentially could get laid off? And she goes, and what I love is her honesty. I'll be completely honest with you. She could have lied. She was so honest with me. She's like, yep, there's a very big possibility. No sooner than like 45 minutes later, I get the call from my boss. And I was like, this is the call. You know, this is what I've been not wanting to get, but here we go. And sure enough, they laid me off. And then within like, I think it was like 20 minutes, he called me back and he's like, have you already left the office? And I was like, well, yeah. I mean, cause I pulled myself together during the call. I was like, straight faced, you know, like, okay, yeah, absolutely. I understand, you know, thank you so much for allowing me this opportunity, because I didn't know when I was going to be able to be brought back, if I was ever going to be brought back. I didn't know the circumstance at that time. I just know I was going from, here we go at a really good salary, to all of a sudden absolutely nothing, you know, like I was like, whoa, that's a big, you know, fluctuation in a month. And I bawled. Like the moment I got off the phone, I have never been so completely distraught. I cried so hard. I was by myself in the office. I'm literally crying. Like I can't even stop crying. And then I was like, oh God, I'm going to go to the bathroom, like wipe my face off, like whatever. And then, okay, so this is a side note here. I go to the bathroom and clearly somebody a couple of days before, I don't know how long before that, did something to the toilet. God knows what they did to the toilet. Because when I flushed it, like this brown sewage stuff starts coming up underneath the sink. And I'm like, okay, now it's time to go. Like, clearly, this is my time to leave. So I left a note on the door and it was like, don't use, it's broken. I just left. I was like, peace. And I headed out. Well, I get in my car. My boss calls me on my normal cell phone because he told me to leave like my laptop, my work phone, everything else like that at the office. Left my keys on the desk, everything else like that. And he's like, hey, like, you know, do you want the cleaning opportunity? We'll still pay your full salary if you take the cleaning opportunity. And it would just be, you know, helping out in the schools and helping out to clean. And I'm like, say what? Yes, I will take it. Like, I'm not going to complain whatsoever. I did complain. My knees hurt really bad from having to clean the windows, but that was to other people. I didn't complain to my boss. I was like, no, trooper, got this. But in all honesty, yeah, like it was the best thing ever. Well, now I just got news yesterday. I got laid off again, guys. So basically they brought me back onto HR, but I'm only part-time now. So I get to do 20 hours a week HR, and then they're going to have me file for underemployment or reduction in hours, which I can already tell you, knowing from what everyone else has been going through, is going to be legitimate hell. So I'm not even looking forward to having to figure that out. They're like, we'll send you all the information over, which I trust them and I know. But he was like, try Saturday. That's probably the lowest numbers. And I'm thinking, no. Saturday? No. You're killing me, Smalls. But we're just going to hope for the best and hope that it all goes well. So fingers crossed that Candace gets something. Otherwise, I'm going to lose my mind.
You're good, huh?
Yeah, I've already lost my mind. Let's be real.
Couple times. Okay. Few times, too many at this point. Today was actually hysterical, though. I was really laughing at you. I know I should have been a supportive friend.
She was not a supportive friend. I'm just going to point that out.
I was kind of supportive because I'm a realist, and you know what? An unsupportive friend would have been like, "Oh, Candace,
I'm glass half full normally.
I know it's okay," and I'm like, "Look, bitch, suck it up."
She did. She actually told me this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then I was listening to the really sad song.
Yeah, and I was like, in the car. And turn the station. What are you doing? You trying to like increase this heartache? Like, are you asking for the tears?
Oh my God, what is that song? Because I'm about to play it.
No.
I know. It's really good though. That's how bad this is. I'm like, but I had to listen to it. And then it was that Somebody You Loved song or whatever by Lewis, whatever his name is. Because it's such a good song. No, and I even turned on the chipmunk voice and I sang to you. So you should be very thankful for that.
Oh, I didn't get that one.
You didn't get that?
Well, you know what? I had to skip through a little bit because you were hogging the whole Marco Polo.
Marco Polo, try that out, by the way.
That I couldn't even respond. And then my battery was dying. I had to recharge it like halfway through. And then by the time I was trying to respond, you were already like 4 steps ahead. Like my analogy, I'm like, it's supposed to be like a text video, and you're making it more like
a video, like a Hollywood film.
Yeah, like a go to the movies with popcorn. Well,
since we can't, I mean,
right?
Might as well give you one.
But I didn't know I needed popcorn, or I would have like grabbed a snack, stopped what I was doing, and sat down and enjoyed it.
I did. I was actually waiting for Applebee's takeout as I left her like probably a 14-minute long video with me singing in a chipmunk voice.
Not long, like all of them were that long, and so I kept being like, "What?
Yeah, she tried to interject. It didn't work.
And then when I had like 2 seconds to come back before she pushed play again, and then like it blocks you because then, she's recording. So all you can do is watch her. I think this is why you really like it, because you like to talk. And I had no choice but to just listen.
I do like to talk. It's a very bad thing. Okay, so I guess this will be a good like segue into like some other things. So I was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder back in November of last year after I did like a short stint in what was it called? Oh my God, 7th Central is what they call it. So that's the McLaren Flint psych ward, basically. Okay. Not going to have any shame on that because obviously I was going through a tough time. And I feel like if anybody's going through a tough time, go get help. Like, don't wait. Just go get help. It's obviously worth it. But, and when I'm reading through like the symptoms of borderline personality, and it talks about how like, well, you're super sensitive to a lot of things. You can get angry really easily. You can, well, one thing is
let me interject. Say what you said earlier about the little guy in the show that is made for the kids. Because I totally related to that. I haven't seen it, but the movie's called Inside Out.
Yes.
And you were like, I wish I could just be that little.
Inside Out, that movie, where they have all the emotions. Like, literally, that's like, okay, so if you put all of the little people, all the little emotions, okay, that's literally what I feel like is in my brain all the time. Like, I can actually legitimately, like, I feel like I can picture them half the time. I'm not being crazy. But, like, and I felt like I can sometimes get on that rage mode where I feel like I'm the little red guy with little flames coming out of his head. And I'm just going, and I can't stop myself. And then all of a sudden I'm like, I feel like I turn into the one the sad one that's played by Phyllis from The Office. And she's like, oh,
which one were you when we were talking about dragon bodies?
Oh, that was the little red guy. By the way, because I had a moment. Okay, so I was
took it all back, though.
I took it all back. It wasn't like for real.
We understood that we're in really, a sensitive place right now. I mean, yesterday. Okay, so I didn't get to say this to you at all because I didn't get to say anything to you today because you were Marco Polo hogging the whole freaking phone. I couldn't even respond to text because you were just like, Marco Polo. I'm like, oh, there's Candace again. Do you know there's a fast forward button on there? I just learned that, like at the very end. Because I could fast forward you, so I could try to get in for like 2 seconds. Anyways, so I was gonna say that I've started last night I was texting with somebody and I started talking about we and us, like is in me.
You're like, oh God. Now I have my.
Well, when you were talking earlier about, like being in the Applebee's parking lot and like talking to your phone and having an entire conversation, lashing out and crying and laughing and using hand gestures and like people like probably looking at you like, whoa.
Yeah, I'm a hand gesture person.
I do that when I'm not Marco Poloing. Like the kids are like, Mom, are you okay? I'm like, do I look okay? Do we look okay? do we seem okay to you? No, we're not okay. Hold on. Are we okay? No, we're not okay, but we might be okay in a minute. I think we just need a second. And they're like,
right?
All right.
Yeah, they're like, okay, I'm just gonna go back here. Like,
that's probably why they don't come downstairs anymore.
Yeah, they're like, you know what? She's crazy. Like, we're done. But I mean, in all seriousness, though, like, I feel like this has probably been the toughest time for a lot of people who do have any sort of mental illness because you're stuck inside. You're not getting, some people are getting the vitamin D, but obviously we haven't had that much sun compared to what, we kind of need in order to feel happier. And we're not being able to kind of be with the people that, we want to be around. And that's tough on anyone. And so I know, like, I've been kind of going through, like, I've been doing a lot of devotionals lately. I've been trying to, get myself in a good frame of mind. And, kind of just been trying to like listen to some positive music, until I listen to Sirius XM and some sad crap comes on and then all of a sudden I'm blubbering and singing in chipmunk voices. But aside from that, like I've been trying to be like a lot more positive because I feel like that's kind of what I need because I've been stuck in this like rut and I've let, individual people kind of put me in a rut. And I'm like, I can't do that, like, because I'm more important, for crying out loud, like me, like I matter. Like, I can't always be the empathetic person, which, I always will be empathetic because that's just me, but I can't always put myself on the line for everyone else and just hope that, I somehow get taken care of because the only person that's going to take care of me is me, ultimately. Like,
I'm not. I'm just
she's just going to talk to her and her other personalities, like, over here.
Hey, we have room for other friends.
I know. So do I.
Do you have any
other? Maybe.
Is there a couple of you?
Maybe
I like your other personalities better.
You might like Cherie. So, Anyway, everybody says Sheree is my
which is crazy because my middle name is Sheree and it's not a common middle name.
Yeah, I know. We both thought that was super weird whenever it happened. I was like, no, mine's Sheree.
And I'm like, no, mine's Sheree.
I know. But people that know Sheree, I know the people that are hearing this right now.
That's your other.
And they're thinking,
she's
the crazy one.
I named my ex-husband's alter personality. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like I kind of knew which one I was talking to, or when I was talking to other people, they're like, well, was it him or was it him? And
you're like,
and I was like, well, started out as him, and then he showed up.
Yeah.
So,
and I feel like we all have those moments. I mean, especially right now, I think we're all going a little stir crazy.
But I do agree that it is a really hard time for people with mental illness, because also, if anybody struggles with depression, you don't have your normal routine.
Nope.
I realized, I don't know if it was today or yesterday, because I don't even know what day it is anymore. And it doesn't even really matter, because I lost count a long time ago. I think it's like day 47, 46, 47. Yeah.
We're getting up there. We're in the double digits.
It's really not.
It's real now.
I know, but it feels like it. But I was like,
I think it has.
I haven't been doing any of the stuff that I would normally do. If I had even a couple hours at home, I'd be like, go, 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 go. Because I'm always like on this race to like, I have minimal hours in my life.
Like you don't have those distractions.
Right. And now I'm like, I got all day and I don't do jack shit.
I know. And then I'm like, the hardest thing is not having those distractions.
Right. And then I feel like crap about that. And then I'm like, oh, I'll just, maybe I'll just take another nap. I think day like 4, somebody is like, how are you holding up? And I was like,
I napped pretty hard.
I was like, good, I think. I was like, she's like, you think? I was like, yeah, I napped before I even got out of bed. And I'm having alcohol for lunch, but skipped breakfast. I'm like, what day is it? How many kids are here? I'm like, but that was like legit.
Yeah.
Because my youngest had gone to his dad's. I have an extra that got quarantined in with us. And and then they just like go upstairs and just hang out up there. And if I come up there, they're all like, oh, what are you doing up here? I'm like, I live here. Yeah. They come down for food, but that's slim pickings nowadays. So
okay, they found the brownies and they were like, yeah, I bought Sam's Club brownies, which if you haven't bought those before, they're like heavenly. Okay.
They're like,
they're so good.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway, we'll have to go off of that. Anyway, so
the routine, not having a routine is hard for people. Yeah. And so I'm finding myself like being more down and more depressed. And I'm like, what is my problem? And I'm like, oh, I haven't seen anybody I care about. No offense.
Oh, geez, thanks.
It'd been a couple days.
I know it had, but
I'm like, I haven't left the house in 4 days. I'm like, I live in my pajamas, and that's not. I'm like, I brushed my hair, and I've taken showers, but like, it's just like I feel like almost like trapped in here. And I know that my kids feel that way too. Like, well, what's the point? I can't go anywhere or do anything anyways. So right? Lay in bed all day.
And I'll be honest. So, I felt better when I had my busy schedule. When I was working like 65 hours a week, I felt great.
Right, because you get up and you go and you have a purpose.
Go until I get home, and then I would literally go to sleep. And then I would go. And like the weekends were kind of my time to like, I would do my graduate homework. I would get some rest, like whatever. But like, let me tell you something, this whole like bringing it back down and I'm only doing like 40 hours a week is killing me and then I'm supposed to be doing 20 hours a week next week. Like, are you kidding me? Like, I'm going to go that's when I'm probably going to go certifiably insane. Like 7 Central, everyone. I'm coming.
If you get around Marco Polo, just get popcorn.
Be prepared. Okay. Because I'm just going to give you a video. You're going to get just a lifetime video because I think that's pretty much what it is.
Probably one of this blog. You're like, okay, it's time.
A lifetime video.
It's time.
It's time. I have to tell everyone what's going on. But like, no, I mean that. And then like, I'm dealing with health issues right now. Like I just got back like blood work. They actually did get me scheduled in to see a rheumatologist. Funny part, June 3rd. That's the soonest appointment I can get. I was like, well, I'm probably going to forget about it.
And that's another thing that's hard. Like if you're talking about like the reality of mental health issues is that's really hard. Like my kids struggle with that. And now one of them did therapy via Facebook or FaceTime this last week. And that actually worked out pretty good. But when everything closes down, then, and everybody's in this like panic mode. So besides being out of your routine, not feeling like yourself, being trapped, not having your social interactions, not being able to do half of like your coping skills, then you have like this panic and this fear that, what if it's me? What if it's you? Where's it going to come next? Am I ever going back to school? I don't think that's their fear.
I think that's
but is life ever going to resume to normal? And no one has the answer to that. Yeah. And so that's that's frightening. Like, that's frightening to me. So I know that that's frightening to somebody who's already frightened. And I've seen a lot of things, like a lot of people posting like memes, like, yeah, joking, like, haha, this is how I always feel now that people are panicking like it's the end of the world and doom and gloom is happening. But that's legit. That's legit.
But I will be honest with you. This is going to sound really weird, but this whole thing, I've actually felt more calm than I've ever felt. Weirdly enough, like I'm usually Mrs. Anxiety, like anxiety to the max. Like I have really bad anxiety disorders, depression, you name it, I've got it. And my anxiety has actually been fairly low. Like I'm not it's weird. Like I'm not like anxious about what's going on around me as much as like now I'm picking apart every piece of my life and getting anxious about that because
you have more
it's time like, because now I have more time to look at every little tiny piece and I'm like, oh, well, this piece of my life sucks. And like, let me just like zero in on that. And then I like dig it apart. And then, basically I make myself a hot mess, and it's just, and it sucks. It sucks that that's kind of what it gets to, but it does. Like, I mean, it's crazy. But I feel like that's kind of the reality that we're in right now. And until, anything changes, this is kind of just, where we're at. But like, in all honesty, like reach out to your friends like that may have mental issues or even those that don't, because let's be real here, like everyone's struggling.
Right.
And everyone.
I think maybe people who have never experienced that are getting a little glimpse at that now. And so maybe that's kind of like a blessing in some aspects, that you've never known what it felt like to not want to come out of your room or not want to get out of bed or have no desire to do anything because your life was so busy and so purposeful. And now you're like, I spent all my time on my career and now I'm not needed at work and, all those things. And so, yeah, you're getting kind of like a glimpse of what that, cloud over your head, like in the Eeyore, mentality, syndrome. Yeah. Of just, woe is me. But it's a real legit thing. And it's hard to pull yourself out of that.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe what we should do is give like a couple teeny tiny tips that does help with those things. Cause if you don't know how to handle that, and obviously you can't just, hook up with a therapist because unless you're
I'm already seeing,
dying, legitimately, you can't go to the hospital.
I get to still see my psychiatrist once a month, which is fantastic. But I also bought a workbook. I bought a workbook that teaches you coping skills and everything else like that because I figured, you know what? I have time on my hands now. I might as well start kind of like facing a lot of these things. And it's all about borderline personality disorder. And it has like basically I can read through it and then do like work pages about it. Like it has like workbook pages that go with it. It's teaching you like mindfulness and stuff like that, which is all good stuff to know. And I think that that's great.
Well, throw out a couple tips, like quick tips.
Well, I'm just going to say like coping in general, like what I found the best in order to cope is the whole changing your thought, like your thought process. Okay. So like, let's say you start having that bad thought in your head. It's really hard sometimes to you start going down that rabbit hole and it's really hard to get out of. But what I've been learning to do is like, okay, so I'm like, okay, I'm starting to go down that rabbit hole. Well, I look for something familiar maybe, or even just like if I'm driving and I do that because I tend to do it a lot while I'm driving because I do a lot of deep thinking then. I will literally like find something outside, like, okay, I'm like a tree. And then I'm like, okay, trees are green, literally. And I'll start just anything to kind of get my thought process off of what I was thinking about before, and then I'm like, oh, I remember, whenever I was at the cabin and we'd always have these cedar trees and they were so beautiful. I remember our first Christmas tree and like literally just trying to pull myself out of what I was going into and pull myself into something that's a little bit more positive. And that's one thing I'll say is like just changing that mode of thought. Taking out that negative and trying to pull into that positive. And it's not easy and it's not going to be like a one-time you got it kind of thing. Because I still struggle with it. Sometimes I'll go down that rabbit hole so hard that like I'm just crying as I'm driving to work. And I'm like, I can't pull myself together. And of course, then I'm like, instead of like reaching for like today I listened to Cornerstone. I don't know if anybody knows that song. It's a Christian song. Literally listened to that song on my way and I was crying, but not because it was more like because I was like, I almost felt like in a way I was like, I just need help. Like, I feel like right now everything is like crashing or crumbling down around me. And I'm like, I just need help. Like, literally, that's it. And I listened to that song like 4 times over. Literally. I did. And I felt much better by the time I got to work, even though I had to cry it out because sometimes I feel like sometimes you do need to cry it out.
Right.
I'm one of those people who rarely cry, but when I do cry, you best believe it's like waterworks and you're going to have to deal with it. It's a hot, hot, hot mess.
I feel like maybe I bring out the worst in you then because I've seen a lot of tears.
She has. And it's because I never cry. Like literally.
Maybe
like,
you just feel comfortable around me. Or
yeah, I
your
think
life
that
is
might
just
be
extra shitty right now. I'm not sure.
Who knows? And if we're gonna talk about like let's bring it up a notch here, okay? So what this entire like quarantine COVID-19 thing has brought out is the Tiger King. I watched the entire thing and it was, oh my god. Okay, literally, you have to watch the Tiger King.
Okay,
it was terrible, like terribly, like
okay.
So like you can't stop watching it.
You just stop for a second.
No, you have to watch the Tiger King.
I know.
So bad.
I fully recognize that because
so bad.
Everybody has said that.
Everybody
has said that.
It's so bad.
But you know what? Just for the fact that everybody has said that, I am not watching the Tiger King because I am not a follow the crowd kind of person.
Okay, well,
and if it was like something,
Carol Baskins killed her husband.
Else, especially for the fact that everybody says it's like completely ridiculous.
It is, and that's why you can't stop watching it.
It's a ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a train wreck.
No, I live my own train wreck.
Yeah,
I don't
but
need to watch a train wreck.
No, because I want to ride on somebody else's train wreck.
I'm riding on yours, girl. Is my train wreck not enough for you too?
Oh God, no, it's so funny though. No, seriously,
no.
I'm just gonna leave you all with a note here. Carol Baskins killed her husband.
Yeah, well, I've already read that 4 times, so I don't even. Why do I need to watch it? I know like half of the main characters. I know that it's ridiculous. I know that they're missing limbs and the guy's homosexual and they're from the South and most of them don't wear shirts and they have mullets and
dude, bleach blonde mullet.
That's the wife, right? Whoever you just mentioned.
What? Carol Baskins is not a wife.
Okay. So
Carol Baskins was like basically the PETA lady. Okay. She's the one that's like all about, she had the big cat rescue. I don't know why I know this much about it now. Now I'm like feeling like a ridiculous idiot because here I am. But no, big cat rescue. Okay. And they had like this little, side home, like off the road, off the beaten path, little zoo of a whole bunch of cats. Okay. And now mind you, I'm sorry. And this is terrible, but the funniest part to me was whenever that when that tiger freaking got his shoe and then drug him. Like I could not stop because he was like, oh, get off of me. And I couldn't stop.
I really felt
it was fantastic.
I didn't. Okay, now I have to look it up. So you keep talking. I'm sure that won't be a problem.
Oh jeez. See, she's making me feel bad about the fact that I like to talk. Which everyone that knows me knows I like to talk. My dad. Okay, so we're just gonna take a little.
Oh no! Wait.
Here. No. Literally, my dad gave me an Indian name when I was a child.
Okay, which is funny because I was just about to say, why don't you share with them your gangster name? And now you said you have an Indian name too. So now I'm really curious.
My Indian name as a child, my dad used to call me. He was like, it's Candace Talks a Lot. I was
Candace Talks a Lot.
Thanks, Dad. And then when we went to the Grand Canyon, I'll never forget, they gave me, I don't know if y'all remember the Sugar Daddy like pops. They're made out of caramel. And they're like, I mean, they're like tough to get through. And I used to think that they were giving me these sugar daddy pops because I was being good. Like I was in the car and I was being good. No, I found out years later, the reason why they were giving me sugar daddy pops is because they were trying to shut me up. They were like, no, honey, we actually gave those to you because we wanted you to be quiet because you wouldn't stop talking in the back seat. I'm like, they're like, it gave us at least an hour and a half of quiet. I'm like, gee, thanks. Also, yes, I do have a gangster name when I was in high school because I used to okay, so Sam Simons and Kelsey Vardaman, and hold on, I got to name off the people that are going to know this.
Don't tell me your name yet because I want you to give the context of how you delivered it to me, because that's better.
So okay, Sam Simons, Monica Medina, Kelsey Vardaman, all of them in high school. I'm sure I'm missing a ton of people. Jenna Shoestrite, we would be on the school bus and when Lean Back would come on because that was my jam. Me and Sam would be dancing to it. Okay. Kayla Slaughter. Yes. Kayla, you were in there too in this group. And I literally could rap oh my God, I would start rapping all the music because that's me. Okay. So then I got my gangster name. Okay. So when I was talking to Angel earlier, I was like, I really hate it when I'm getting ignored by people and I can tell that I'm getting ignored and it's really frustrating. And I was like, I'm about to go all gangster on these people. They don't even want to know. And she's like, I was like, I have a gangster name. And she's like, okay. And she got real curious for having it there. I was like, my gangster name was C-Dub Thug Nasty. And she died.
What?
And then her son comes around the corner. She's like, Candace has a gangster name. And he's like, oh yeah. And she's like, tell him what it is.
Oh, because what did he say? He was all something well, Bloods don't do whatever.
Yeah, he's talking about the Bloods and the Crips. And I was like,
what are you, in a gang now? He's like, no, Mom, I wouldn't go through initiation to be in a gang. I was like, well, good, because you're a Blood, then I'm a Crip. And first of all, he looked at me like, why do you know gang.
Kids these days, they don't think that we know anything.
I know. Like, they're always shocked. Like, what?
How could you
I
know
know.
such things?
You know?
But no,
And
then she was like, has a...
and I was like, speaking of gangs.
Yeah, Candace has her gangster name. C-Dub Thug Nasty. So, yeah. Anyway, so we have about like 5 minutes left on our little video here before it's going to like, I guess, shut us off. I don't know. But what in God's name was that?
I have no idea. Not what I was looking for.
I really scroll through your phone sometimes.
But I obviously didn't share it, but it was really funny. And so that's why I was letting you talk. I was going to look for this. But.
Also, there is something living in her wall. I just want to be completely honest.
Okay, wait a minute. You said you were all like, I swear I didn't
tell anybody, but now I'm telling everybody there's something in the fucking wall. Excuse my French. There's something in the wall.
Well, now we can't post this because you outed me and you swore. So
we're still posting it. Tough luck, Buttercup. But anyway, so
why wouldn't there be something in my wall?
But my little sister was like, "Well, get it out, save its life." And I'm like,
"You?
What if it's a rabid raccoon?"
No, me. It probably is.
Yeah, well, I'm not fighting one. You talked to Amy about that?
What?
We're bringing Amy on the show one day. Let me tell you something. Amy knows.
The show? This is a show.
This is a show now.
We're legit. What are we called?
Too legit to quit. Yo.
No.
So,
wait. Give me a gangster name, and then we can like incorporate it all together. And
I don't know. We have to think of a gangster name. So anyway, when we post this, just drop down what you think Angel's gangster name should be, and like.
Oh yeah, we're polling the audience on
Heck
this.
Yeah.
Well, then we might get to rename you. And we could also, while we're at it, we could vote on what's living in Angel's wall. And
if it's a rabbit raccoon, Amy has it though, because she's had one square up with her. Like, I'm not even kidding.
Okay. I seen an old post of mine the other day about, like how crazy my life used to be. So for those of you who don't know me, because this is only going on Candace's wall for now, so probably everybody doesn't know me, but I have 4 boys. And they're all ADHD, and they're all, it's crazy. It's a crazy amount of ridiculous energy and stupidity around here. And ever since they were little, like when they were toddlers in like school age and toddlers, and it was, I don't have enough time for that. We can have a whole nother
conversation on children
about that. But anyways, I was
tune in next week.
I love how like Facebook would save your memories and stuff. So I got a memory come up the other day. I'd look for it, but then we'll run out of time. But it said something about how like the ridiculous in my day that the kids had a pee war in the bathroom.
Oh my God.
And the little one turned himself and his cousin into tigers, giving each other stripes with.
So they could have been part of the tiger
permanent markers, right?
See, they knew all about it all along.
And then I went on like to 4 or 5 different things of like ridiculous things that happened in the day. And then I was like, oh, and by the way, did I mention it started with a raccoon in the house first thing this morning and the teenagers screaming at it before school started. So this is why I'm not shocked. Like what I don't, as long as it stays in the wall. Like,
yeah, but it didn't sound like it was staying in the wall. It was either that or the girl from The Ring. I was clearly waiting for somebody to come crawling out.
I know, but I told her, I was like, if anything's crawling out of anywhere, it's from that pile of laundry in the corner. Can
we not talk about laundry? Because like it's been 3 weeks since this has all been happening, and I don't think I've folded laundry in 3 weeks.
Well, nobody folds laundry. I thought nobody folds laundry.
My laundry.
Are we still supposed to fold laundry? I thought
apparently,
that was like
that. I
went
thought
away
that
like in
got
1999 or something.
They're like, oh, don't fold laundry. That's you could definitely totally catch COVID-19 on that.
Yeah,
I think that's what it should be a rule. Like with our social distancing should also be like laundry distancing.
Laundry, yeah,
laundry. I'm gonna go. I vote for that. Everybody,
dishes distancing.
For sure.
For sure.
I use paper plates, except for some things still get dirty.
Quick funny story before we end here. Oh, and also we weren't nearly as funny as we normally are. So it's probably because we've never stared into ourselves talking at us before. I mean, me and we talk to each other all the time, but we don't see us doing it.
So now it's just a straight hot mess.
But, right.
We have 1 minute. Make it quick.
My quick story on the whole paper plate thing. When we always use paper plates because why not? Like, why would you have real plates when you can just throw them away? And my sister-in-law babysat for me, and she says, I came to pick up the kids, and she's like, you use a lot of paper plates, don't you? And I was like, Yeah, why?
Why?
And she goes, because when I asked him to clean up his plate from dinner, he threw it in the garbage.
That's fantastic. My kids would do the same thing, I promise you. Well, guys, we have 30 seconds left, so I guess we're going to call it. So it was nice, getting to chat with everyone.
Give us some topics.
Yeah, we'll totally talk about it. I like to talk.
Yeah, she needs to talk.
Social distancing, guys. Okay, so bye, guys, from Candace, Seed Up Thug Nasty, and then drop your name for Angel so we can figure out what her little gangster name's going to be. Y'all have a wonderful evening, guys. Bye.